Good night, Tobago, and welcome to Inside the Game. Now, I know it's not only Tobago watching, we are all over the web. So, let me say a special good night to wherever you're watching from. A special good night to you. All right, so this week we had an exciting week in sports. One of the biggest events played off this week right here at the Dwight York Stadium. And tonight's show is basically about the events that happened. So we had Trinidad and Tobago facing off with Guyana in a World Cup qualifiers, and the game drew. However, Trinidad and Tobago ended up on top of the table, so they would be advancing to the next round. Now, we have some very exciting interviews for you tonight. We're going to be speaking with the coach of Guyana. We are also going to be speaking with the coach of Trinidad and Tobago. And we're going to get a little interview as well with the players. So you don't want to go anywhere. As you can see, I am all alone in studio tonight. Mr. Cricket himself, he's very busy with his T10 cricket. He's up at the St. Grace complex tonight. So I am all alone in the studio. We might get to see him a little bit later on, but we'll just have to wait and see. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with our first interview.
Let's go! It's the return of the Chief Secretary's Bago T10 Blast from Saturday 9th April to Friday 15th April at Sid Grace Sporting Complex, Roxborough. 7 days of explosive cricket action like never seen before.
That's one of the biggest hits in the tournament so far.
Come see national players Imran Khan, Mark Dale, Jason Mohammed, and players from St. Vincent and the Grenadines. 4 franchises loaded with local, national, and regional stars will clash at 5 p.m. and 7 p.m. daily. Lots of nightly giveaways. Only $20 at the door. Get in the game with the Chief Secretary's Bago T10 Blast 2.0. This ad is powered by the Office of the Chief Secretary.
Do you need a comfortable shopping experience outside the hustle and bustle of Scarborough? Well, look no further. Double B Supermarket, located at Government House Road, is the place for all your food supplies, fresh produce, personal and household items. With convenient parking, affordable prices, and a friendly staff at your service. Double B Supermarket, where Jesus Christ makes the difference.
Let's go!
And we are back. So on the line, of course, we had to do a VMix call. On the line, we have Dr. Ivan Joseph. Good night to you, Dr. Joseph.
Good evening, good evening. How are you this fine evening?
All right.
Good evening.
All right. Okay, I'm hearing you now. Just a bit of a technical difficulty there. And how are you?
Very well, very well. How are you this fine evening?
I am fine, thank you as well. Very excited to have you on. Let me first of all say thank you for joining us, for giving us the opportunity to, have a little chat with you about, your team and the game that would have taken place on Tuesday gone. Yeah?
My pleasure, my pleasure. I'm coming to you from Canada and always welcome a conversation about women's football.
Okay, nice. So first of all, let me say congratulations to you on getting, of course, this far in the competition. I mean, I know that the results would have it not ended in your favor, but I must say congratulations. It takes persistence and it takes work for you to get this far. Yeah?
Well, I appreciate it. I think it's more of a condolences than a congratulations, but the sentiment is indeed appreciated, and I thank you for the kind words.
No problem. So what is the general feeling where the camp is concerned, meaning the team players, meaning your technical staff? What are you guys feeling at the moment?
It's a mixture of emotions whenever you go into a game that it's a must win, and you feel like you gave it your all, and you feel like you left it all out there. Mm-hmm. Our team is utterly exhausted. They're sad. For some of them, it's their last game. Several of them are feeling lost. There's a sense of grief that comes with that. They didn't want this journey to be over. but they're also
Nice.
really proud of each other and the accomplishments to go into Trinidad, to go into that stadium and to play their hearts out and to be a minute 30 seconds away from doing something that everybody thought they shouldn't have done. They were the underdogs, and they feel a sense of pride in their accomplishment.
Okay, nice. And I heard you say they came into it as the underdogs. So tell me a little bit. I know as a coach, you would have sat down and analyzed the game. Give me a little bit on your analysis, excuse me, of the game. What do you think you did well? What do you think should have done better? Tell me.
Yeah, I thought we were defensively well organized. I thought we did a really good job of making sure the opportunities Trinidad got for the most part were from well outside the 18-yard box. We defended as a unit. I thought we did really well, a good job there. I thought we attacked them on the flanks really well. Your left back, the young player from Florida International, I can't remember her name, it's escaping me right now, but she made a couple of last ditch tackles that saved the day. I thought we executed our set pieces extremely well. Both of our goals were scored off set pieces, and we worked on those hard. Trinidad and Tobago, you folks, you're a more athletic team. Player for player, you're probably 6 inches and 30 pounds bigger and stronger and faster than us. And we worked hard
Definitely.
to, I think it was, we didn't have the luck on our part, and the fact that, depends who you want to ask, 50 times out of 100, would that penalty shot be called in the first minute of the game, in the second half? That was a hard blow, but we didn't hang our heads. We didn't blame the referees. We kept going, and then a keeper error on Trinidad and Tobago's part put us in the driver's seat, and then we were unlucky and unfortunate. I wish that I had potentially maybe did something different. Those are the things you do. Everybody's here to criticize the coach and the coaching part, and trust me, we point our finger at ourselves. I've replayed that game over and over. Our goalie blames herself. Our right back blames herself. Our left back blames herself. I like a team that's leaderful because they all feel like they can make the difference.
They
And
all feel
that's not
responsible.
one, yeah, and it's not one person's fault. We what feels like a loss. It's just that's the way the gods go. Some days, they shine and smile on you, and some days they bite you in the butt.
I fully understand. I mean, in sports, it's what happens on the day. It really is. These things are unpredictable. We had two great teams basically going against each other. They knew the level of importance of winning this game. And I think that they both left it out there on the field. So let me ask, what's next for the Lady Jags?
Yeah. Let me before I answer that question, let me just say this. And, hats off to the Trinidad and Tobago fans. They made it easy for us to leave it on the field because they gave us so much emotional energy. The drums, the chanting, the cheering, they really helped elevate the play. So I want to make sure that the people that are watching, they feel our gratitude and appreciation. What's next for the Lady Jags? We've got a few players who are 34, 35, 36 years old. Some of them just got married. They've got to make some decisions. They've put their families literally on hold, babies on hold, marriages on hold to play in this game, in this tournament, to give themselves a chance. So we've got, and I don't know, nobody said, hey, I'm out, I'm having a baby, but I imagine 3 to 5 of these players aren't going to be with us in the next 6, 9, 12 months. And whether they come back after having a baby, it's going to be, we'll have to see. Many of our players are professionals. They're physios, they're chiropractors, they're doctors, they're teachers, they're all different types of folks. And so they've got to make some decisions about where their career path goes and are they going to stay in soccer or not. And then we've got to decide as a staff, and the federation has to decide as an organization, do they want us back? We didn't accomplish the goal, so they may not want us back, and it might not be ours to say, but all those decisions need to weigh and measure and decide what's the next step for all of us.
Okay, all right. So that was actually one of my next questions is, do you see yourself going forward with the team? But before you answer that, how long have you been in women football? Because you seem very passionate about it. So let me get that out there. How long have you been involved?
Well, I've coached for 25 years now, with men and women in the university level and the college level. And for the past 4 years, with the Guyana national team. Before that, I was with the U.S. Women's Olympic Festival program and with the Canadian World Military Games. So I've done a little bit here and there on the side, and so I'm a fan of anything that elevates. You know, I've got 2 daughters, so anything that elevates the female in the role of leadership and empowerment. You know, I'm a dad first before I'm a coach, and those things contribute to that. So I'm a big fan of doing everything I can to help raise the game across the diaspora, across the Caribbean for women.
All right, so I love that. I love your answer. A dad first and anything to empower women. I love that. All right, so was this your first time in Tobago?
My first time in Tobago, not my first time in Trinidad, but definitely my first time in Tobago, and I will be back.
I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that. I'm definitely glad to hear that. The warmth of the island, I see that it got to you. We would definitely be happy to have you back here with us. Yes, so any last comments? What would you like to say to Guyana? What would you like to say to Tobago?
Yeah, let me say this to Trinidad and Tobago as they go forward. That's congratulations to Kenwyne Jones and what he did with his women. They didn't give up. So hats off to you, Coach, and the work you did. To Guyana and the women that are there, not just the ones that play for our team, but the ones that are back home. I hope we made you proud. I know we fell short, but that's life. Sometimes you don't reach your goals. And it's how you reflect and what you do next that really sets you apart as a leader. There's lots of times I don't reach my goals, but I didn't get here in my position by reflecting on the mistakes. I got here by saying, what can I do better and what am I here to learn? And that's the message I hope that folks will take from this is we'll be back. Maybe not the exact same team, maybe not the exact same coaches, but the program lives on past all of us.
All right, nice. So thank you once again. Thank you once again for joining us. Thank you so much for doing this interview. It was indeed a pleasure speaking to you and hearing your perspective of what went down. Right? We wish you all in the best. And wherever you go next, wherever you go with the Lady Jags next, we wish them all the best. And again, thank you for speaking with us.
Take care. All the best, folks.
You as well. All right, guys. So that was the coach of the Lady Jags, the team coming out from Guyana. I mean, we didn't win that game. We drew it. And you heard it from the coach. They are disappointed. They all are blaming themselves. They thought that they went out there and laid it all on the field. However, the results proved that Trinidad and Tobago ended up at the top of that group. So next we have the coach of Trinidad and Tobago, the team that is going to advance. So just give us a minute. We'll be right back with Mr. Kenwyne Jones.
Let's go! It's the return of the Chief Secretary's Bago T10 Blast from Saturday 9th April to Friday 15th April at Sid Gray Sporting Complex, Roxborough. 7 days of explosive cricket action like never seen before.
That's one of the biggest hits in the tournament so far.
Come see national players Imran Khan, Mark Dale, Jason Mohammed, and players from St. Vincent and the Grenadines. 4 franchises loaded with local, national, and regional stars will clash at 5 p.m. and 7 p.m. daily. Lots of nightly giveaways. Only $20 at the door. Get in the game with the Chief Secretary's Bago T10 Blast 2.0. This ad is powered by the Office of the Chief Secretary.
Do you need a comfortable shopping experience outside the hustle and bustle of Scarborough? Well, look no further. Double B Supermarket, located at Government House Road, is the place for all your food supplies, fresh produce, personal and household items. With convenient parking, affordable prices, and a friendly staff at your service. Double B Supermarket, where Jesus Christ makes the difference.
Let's go!
And we are back inside the game. We just spoke to Dr. Ivan Joseph, and we got his perspective on the game, and now we are going to be speaking to the coach of Trinidad and Tobago, Mr. Kenwin Jones. Mr. Jones, a pleasant good night to you.
Pleasant good night to all the listeners in Tobago, and a pleasant good night to you as well.
All right, you look so relaxed tonight compared to what was going on Tuesday.
I know, well, it's always relaxed, but now I'm really tired. I'm trying to recuperate from this last camp that we had. Obviously, the game itself was high in emotion, but now it's time to just recycle the energy and make sure and prepare. Look forward to the draw that's coming up next week and prepare for the tournament ahead.
All right, so let me take this opportunity to say congratulations to you, to your technical staff, and of course your team. You really came out, you guys came out and did Tobago and Trinidad and Tobago proud. Now, remember, it's real close to heart, so you'll hear me saying Tobago. Yes?
No, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Me personally, I want to thank the public of Tobago. It's something that I really pushed for to have the game in Tobago. I wanted the game against Nicaragua, firstly, the opening game to play against in Tobago, but unfortunately it didn't happen. So I made sure, to equally press for this game to happen in Tobago, and it saw the fitting end that was needed.
Nice. And I love that. So thank you for that as well. And as you can see, the Tobago public really came out. I sat and I looked at the crowd and it was packed. It was packed till people were standing up. Yeah, so we want to thank you for that.
Yeah, of course. Like I say, Tobago has a different vibe, and of course, it's a different environment for the ladies. I wanted them to have, that sort of support, that close around the field support, and I'm thankful that the public of Tobago, packed the stadium out, and hopefully we can be back there soon.
All right, nice. So give me your general analysis of the game. Of course, as a coach, I know you would sit down and think about things that would have happened during the game and stuff. So what are some of the things that popped out to you? Good, bad, indifferent. Let me hear you.
To be quite honest, I actually expected us to start a little bit slow due to the travel that we had coming from Turks and Caicos. It was difficult. The team most of the team anyways, got in maybe an hour before we had training, the night before the match. And the rest came in the early hours of the morning and then came over to Tobago at 7:30 on match day. So I know it would have been difficult for us to start the game quickly. But then in the game itself, I guess because of the emotion, we started quite quickly, had a few chances. But also, I think the emotions was riding high because I do think, and I can be very critical, at times, I do think as a team we can do much better. We can be more commanding, even though we were commanding, but we could have done better. But, in the end, I'm thankful for the energy, I'm thankful for the support, and I'm thankful for the commitment by the ladies and the technical staff.
All right, nice. And do you think that the home crowd had a lot to do with that energy coming out? Because as you said, they would have had a hard time coming over after their last game. I mean, I was sitting at the stadium and I was hearing, in the whispers that, they are not here yet. And persons were worried, thinking, having to travel and then coming across to have that game. They would have been exhausted. But I didn't see that exhausted on that field when they just came out. I saw some girls that were ready to play.
Well, yeah, that and that's thankful to the crowd. It was exhausting, the travel. On the route we had quite a few flights delayed, so we missed connections, had to travel. Things delayed a day further. Some people were on different flight routes, and we knew it would have been difficult. But come what may, we were excited to be in Tobago and to play the game in Tobago. And thankfully, the energy from the crowd, give the ladies not only the players that were born in Tobago, but the rest of the team. Like I told them, one of the main reasons for having the match in Tobago was so that the rest of the team could understand the burden or the weight of the players that were born from Tobago, carrying an island, the hopes of an island, the respect of an island, and hopefully that will get them to have more chemistry and to be able to support them even more and to understand them even more. And I think with the way that the game went, I think that purpose was achieved.
Okay, great. All right, so TNT would have conceded first. And after that first goal, I mean, in many occasions you will see heads drop. What did you think of the goal, and what did you do to encourage them to keep pushing? Because they pushed.
Well, I mean, things like that happen in a game. You go one down after us being on top in the game. Having the majority of possession and having the lion's share of the chances at goal, albeit they weren't on target. But living inside of Guyana's half in that first half and then conceding a goal as such, it was disappointing. And going into the halftime in the dressing room, a few heads will drop, but I made sure to let them know that they have nothing to drop their heads about. Any inches that Guyana would have gotten is because of our anxiety and the emotion that we would have had, of course, playing in Tobago. But at the end of the day, it was just for us to calm down and play the
Right.
football that we know to play.
Okay, nice. Looking back at the game, is there anything that you would have done differently?
No, at the end of the day, you can't change magic, that is the way that the script was supposed to go. I didn't expect us to be at, our best again, like because of the travel. But at the same time, you can't ask for a better story. This is something that has to be added to the pages of our book. From the moment that I started, I have a vision for the team, and slowly but surely everything is coming to where it needs to be and at the right time.
All right, nice. And what's the next step for girls? I know that they would have topped, of course, their Group F. So what's the next step? Where do you go from here?
Well, now we're just looking forward to the draw that is going to take place on Tuesday, the 19th of April, and to see the opponents and which group we would be in, and then of course having the schedule of the matches from match one in that competition, and then we start to plan backwards from there. The city that we're playing in Mexico, it's high altitude, I think about 1,700 meters above sea level.
Wow.
So to have to mimic some training going in to that tournament at that height, and probably have a couple games beforehand based on when we could get the players in, the players that are graduating from college, the players whose professional seasons are coming to an end, and get everyone together and train hard, train well to prepare for the tournament.
Okay, nice, 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 nice. So what are some of your expectations? What do you look forward to going to the next stage? What
I,
can we
I,
look
I look
forward
for
to?
I am looking forward to seeing, first of all, the team grow even more. Um, I have quite a few additions to add to the group that is going to help the level of competitiveness in the group. And also, in that competition is basically playing against everyone that is ranked above us in CONCACAF. So it would be a good tournament to display, our players. We have a lot of young players in the team that are under 23, 24 years old,
Yes.
and they have aspirations also of playing professional football. So it is a good platform for them to be able to showcase their talents, and quietly hoping that we do what's necessary to qualify for the World Cup, because it's just, I think, 3 games can get us into the World Cup. The top 2 from each group would qualify automatically because they will play in a semi-final and a final after that, and then the two third-place teams end up in a playoff next February to try and qualify. But the aim is at that point we have nothing to lose. We're gonna go hard. We're gonna go and play our game, and hopefully that will do the job for us to qualify.
Okay, great. It's so good to hear your enthusiasm. I love it. And I want to wish you all the best as you go forward. Any last comments?
Thank you. Yes. Again, I want to say a heartfelt thanks to the public of Tobago for receiving us and the hospitality that we got. You all have been amazing, and we want to be able to play in front of you sometime soon, and to make that our home base, hopefully. Also to the Minister of Sport, thank you for pushing to facilitate this match in Tobago. I know I probably stepped on a few toes to try and get it done, but I do thank you for your effort. To the normalization committee for their support also in this qualification rounds that we've been having, all the camps that they've put on so far. We all know the situation with football in Trinidad and Tobago, and I think they have done a good job so far, and long may that continue. To the technical staff, I appreciate you all. I'm very humbled by the effort and the commitment that you all have and you all give to me since I came in. And hopefully we can continue on this journey and do well for the country and to the squad themselves. I'm also thankful to them for receiving me in the way that they did and taking on the information and going out there and fight, not only for each other, but also for the badge of Trinidad and Tobago, and also for the public of Trinidad and Tobago.
Okay, nice. Well, guys, you heard it here, and you heard it from Mr. Jones himself. All right, so best wishes to you, Kenwin, going forward, and we wish the team and yourself all the best. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, guys, so we just had the coach, of Trinidad and Tobago, just giving his sentiments, expressing how he felt about the game, how the team feels, how his technical staff feels, and of course they are going to advance into the other round, and we are definitely excited to see where they go from there. But don't go anywhere, guys. We will be right back. We have one more interview where we will have a little chat with some of the players, the Tobago-based players. Yes, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back on Inside the Game.
Let's go! It's the return of the Chief Secretary's Bago T10 Blast from Saturday 9th April to Friday 15th April at Sid Gray Sporting Complex, Roxborough. 7 days of explosive cricket action like never seen before.
That's one of the biggest hits in the tournament so far.
Come see national players Imran Khan, Mark Dale, Jason Mohammed, and players from St. Vincent and the Grenadines. 4 franchises loaded with local, national, and regional stars will clash at 5 p.m. and 7 p.m. daily. Lots of nightly giveaways. Only $20 at the door. Get in the game with the Chief Secretary's Bago T10 Blast 2.0. This ad is powered by the Office of the Chief Secretary.
Do you need a comfortable shopping experience outside the hustle and bustle of Scarborough? Well, look no further. Double B Supermarket, located at Government House Road, is the place for all your food supplies, fresh produce, personal and household items. With convenient parking, affordable prices, and a friendly staff at your service. Double B Supermarket, where Jesus Christ makes the difference.
Tobago is Easter, so join us. Call Thorns Place 745-7306 or 682-8676 and book your stay now. Rooms as low as 200 TT. Message us on WhatsApp, Facebook, and Instagram. Just a 5-minute drive from the Scarborough Port. Tobago is Easter, so join us.
Are you?
Let's go!
And welcome back to Inside the Game. Now, I'm here with two lovely ladies. These ladies would have been on that field on the 12th. Ladies, a pleasant good night to you.
Good night.
Good night. Good night. So, of course, in the center here, we have the captain, Miss Karen Forbes. And then to my extreme left, I had to think there for a second. To my left is Miss Asha James. Yes, good night. So, good night, ladies. First of all, let me offer my congratulations on, of course, advancing to the next round of the World Cup qualifiers. Right? To the captain, how does it feel to be the captain of the team that is moving forward? What is he feeling amongst the camp right now?
To be honest, for me personally, when I was asked to be the captain of the team, I told them, I said, no, I have to think about this. Give me the night. Because I know it was a huge role and it's a lot of responsibility. But, you know, when I prayed about it, I realized that, you know, the Lord chose me. And because of that reason, I know I'm not doing this for me. I'm doing this for, it's so much bigger than me. So being able to lead this team is so much more than, you know, just being a captain on the field, but leading women and leading in whatever capacity that I can lead, both on and off the field.
Okay, nice. And it's so nice to hear you speak like that. I mean, I've spoken to the coach, sorry, I'm getting confused with captain and coach. The coach of Guyana, I've spoken to the coach of CNT, and you know, something that has came out in the interviews is that they look forward to empowering women. And it's so nice that to hear you say that yourself, that it's all about empowering women for you, right? How did it feel to play at home? Of course, we know that there has not been an international game in Tobago for quite a while, and to actually be able to come home and play in front of your home crowd, how did that feel?
For me or Asha?
Yeah, for you. I'll get to Asha in a second.
I was delighted. I was happy. The coach keeps saying, do not play the occasion. Play the game. And he's looking at me, Karen, you I'm speaking to. Because he know how much this means to us. And if you're in a position to create change, then definitely go ahead and do that. And for that, you know, I applaud our coach because I think that he is on the verge of really helping making a difference. And to be able to come here and play, I was so happy because I think this football do bring people together. And what we see in the stadium there, I was very happy and I thank Tobago people for that.
All right. So Asham, coming to you now, what about you? How was it? How did you feel coming home and playing in front of your home crowd, knowing that you know half of the people in the stadium? How did it feel?
To me, I felt great the same way. It was very nice to see, just look up in the stands and see your families here supporting, and it was a really great thing for Tobago, I think, for everyone to just come out and see the game on home soil.
Now, let me tell you, I know one of your biggest fans. I ain't gonna call no name, but I know one of your biggest fans. Let me just say that. Right? What are your general feelings about the game? Meaning, you went into the game, of course, you knew that what you had to do, both of you. You knew what you had to do. And then coming out of the game with a draw, what are your general feelings about it?
I don't know, for me, traveling 2 days to try and get into the country, coming in the morning of the game was a bit stressful. I think thinking of the game, you know, just it was really what's in the script for us. We got the draw, we were able to qualify. Definitely we could have done a lot better. Seeing that they had 2 days to rest and we had none.
Right.
I think we gave it all on the field.
Captain, what about you? What are your thoughts?
First of all, I would say nobody go on the field to play bad.
Of course.
But at the end of the day, the result is what we needed. And the resilience that the girls showed out there. I mean, physically, I know I wasn't able to give how I would like to because I'm missing some injuries. But what I liked is the fact that I was still able to command. I was still able to, motivate my players. And for that, they listened. They believed because we were down twice in the game.
Yes.
And to be down twice in a game, knowing that we were fatigued, like the morning of the game, I literally had to turn off my phone because we were so tired, the jet lag and all of that. And it was tough, but regardless of what, the fight that we fought, I think it shows like true character of the team.
Right. And of course, you said that you were down twice in the game. So how did you motivate your team to keep pushing? Because, I mean, being down twice, I don't know. How did you do it? How did you motivate them to keep pushing?
So something that I told somebody recently, when I was just a regular player, in situations like that, I may not have been positive. But because of the role that I
had to
have,
play. Right.
I didn't have a choice. So this role really took me out of my comfort zone. And I was like, I don't care. I am going to motivate my players down to the last whistle. And even when some of our players' head went down on the second goal, you realize I took the ball and I went back to the half. Right?
Yes.
And I told Maria, even before she got the penalty, I said, when you get that ball, I don't want to see you look back. Just go.
Just go.
And she did that, and then Asha just went practice, and she scored.
So, Asha, tell me, you were down by 1, penalty call, and you were the one standing in front of that penalty mark to take that penalty, just waiting on the referee to give the signal. How did that feel to stand up there? Because me, I was nervous. I was up in the stands and I was shaking. Oh my word. How did that feel to be there?
Honestly, I was nervous too. When I saw her get the foul in the box, I immediately looked at Karen. I was like, in my head, I was like, yeah, you take it. And she ran to me and I was like, yeah, you have it. And so I'm there like, oh God, I say, if you can't miss this, that's so much people watching. You need the goal to score. And so I was just talking with her and I was like, listen, I going left. I comfortable going left. And she was like, all right, well, do your thing. And she stepped back and leave me there. And the referee is just not blowing the whistle. She's doing anything not to blow the whistle. And I just like, oh my Lord, here it comes. And so I go with the side of what I'm comfortable with. And it went in and I was like, whew, thank the Lord.
Now, I saw many versions to that goal from the persons from different angles. You're watching Trian start and you see, and you always see to the bottom is Asha. And I'm like, yes. All right, so guys, are you pleased with your overall performance during the game? I mean, you came into it, I won't say as the underdogs, but you came into it basically tired, from traveling and all that, but are you pleased with your performance?
To be honest, yes, I am pleased that we got a result and the result allowed us to move forward. Whatever needs to be fixed, of course, the coach is going to do his homework, do what needs to be done, wait for the draw, see what we get, and then see the allotted time we have in order to prepare for the games moving forward. But like I said to people who reach out to me, this is our time and we're going to try our best to give it our best shot because we know we're not only doing this for ourselves, but to also improve the game, the women's game in Trinidad and Tobago by extension.
And Asha, what about you?
Me, honestly, I could play a lot better. But I just said, we're tired from traveling. I think I'm definitely satisfied the result got us through.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
So I think now it's just something to build on, to look back and learn from.
All right, so expectations moving forward for yourself, for your team. I'll start with Karen. Tell me.
To be honest, I could only see our team going from strength to strength. When we played Panama and DR, those teams were 8 games and 10 games ahead of us. And we now like playing 2 and 4. You know, of course, our federation is in a financial situation, so we can't get what we want, but we're hoping as moving forward and we getting the results, we're able to generate more and more funds that we're able to utilize and get more, so we're able to get better preparation. I have seen this team move from one level to another, and I think we could become a force to be reckoned with once we continue to improve and put in the work. But of course, we have to work hard. We have to work hard. We are going in the ranks of the big dogs.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
there's no letting up. There's no, I don't want to train today. Guess what? We have to do
Have
it.
to
We
do
have
it.
to do the homework. And I just think once we do able to do the work, I could see us doing something great.
All right, I love the spirit that you have so far. I really love the spirit that you have. Of course, you came home and you played. There were a lot of persons, of course, rooting for you. You're on your home ground, but there were also a lot of young persons that would be looking up to you guys. The 3 Tobagonians on the field. You guys were actually being held at on a whole nother level because you are home,
Yes.
right? A lot of the young players, all those ball girls that were there, they are young footballers. All of them are looking towards Asha, looking towards Kimika, looking towards Karen, because they are girls from right yard.
Yeah.
The Jamaicans like to say, you know?
Yeah.
So what is some of the advice that you would give to those young persons looking on?
Go ahead, Asha.
All right, I'll go with Asha first.
To me, I grew up hearing Bertil Sinclair saying, to be great, you have to train hard. And so that was also my mindset. You know, Dwight, you came from Canaan, just a few houses away, you would wake up and you would train hard. And so that's my advice to the young ones, you know, train hard, make sure you put God first, and I think everything will fall in line for you.
All right. Captain, I ain't leaving you out. And you want to hear what you want to say too?
A lot of people say the sky is the limit, but there's no limit, right? I have a phrase that is go by. Unsuccessful people will never do what successful people willing to do.
Of course.
So therefore,
like that.
you have to be able to do something that you have not done before in order to get something that you never get. So you have to work. There's no negotiation with hard work when you want to get to the next level.
Nice.
And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter your circumstances, because I'm sure Asha has went through stuff. And I went through stuff as well. That's why I was able to do my book, which is Woman of Substance. And also state now, hey, this is what I went through, but this is how I overcome. So obstacles are there, but at the end of the day, you have to keep your eyes on the prize.
And that advice definitely does not only go for football, it goes for any sport that you are in, any aspect of your life that you are partaking in. You have to push. Obstacles are definitely going to be there. You just have to be able to push and to get over those obstacles. All right, so it was very nice hearing from you ladies. Any final comments? I'll go with Asha first.
No, I don't have any final comments. Just want to thank Tobago and by extension the Trinidadians that traveled up to come and support us against a game in Guyana, against Guyana in Tobago. It was really helpful. It was really nice to have a full stadium supporting the girls and I.
All right, and Captain.
Definitely, you know, just want to thank Tobago. It was really nice to see that, you know, they come out and support us, and, you know, hopefully we could get more games in Tobago. So, you know, Tobago people don't have to travel to Trinidad all the time in order to do that. No biasness, but just saying, you know, and we just want to say thanks, and yeah, that's it for me.
All right, and I definitely second that, having more games in Tobago. I definitely want to be able to just drive up to the Dwight York Stadium and sit down and watch my girls play. Yeah? So guys, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Thank you for coming and let the Tobago public know that you all are so proud of them for coming out and supporting you. And again, congratulations from myself and, of course, my team on moving forward to the next level. And we do wish you guys all the best.
Thanks.
You.
Yes, you're most welcome. All right, guys. So, of course, I just had that great interview with 2 of our very own Tobago players who are on the national team. They are moving forward to, of course, represent Trinidad and Tobago, and by extension Tobago. You know, I always have to put that in. We'll take a break at this moment. We'll be right back on Inside the Game.
Let's go! the Chief Secretary's Bago T10 Blast from Saturday 9th April to Friday 15th April at Sid Gray Sporting Complex, Roxborough. 7 days of explosive cricket action like never seen before.
That's one of the biggest hits in the tournament so far.
Come see national players Imran Khan, Mark Dale, Jason Mohammed, and players from St. Vincent and the Grenadines. 4 franchises loaded with local, national, and regional stars will clash at 5 p.m. and 7 p.m. daily. Lots of nightly giveaways. Only $20 at the door. Get in the game with the Chief Secretary's Bago T10 Blast 2.0. This ad is powered by the Office of the Chief Secretary.
Do you need a comfortable shopping experience outside the hustle and bustle of Scarborough? Well, look no further. Double B Supermarket, located at Government House Road, is the place for all your food supplies, fresh produce, personal and household items. With convenient parking, affordable prices, and a friendly staff at your service. Double B Supermarket, where Jesus Christ makes the difference.
Tobago is Easter, so join us. Call Thorns Place 745-7306 or 682-8676 and book your stay now. Rooms as low as 200 TT. Message us on WhatsApp, Facebook, and Instagram. Just a 5-minute drive from the Scarborough Port. Tobago is Easter, so join us.
Are you looking for that all-in-one shopping experience? Then look no more. Visit Lamb's Best Mart for your grocery items, fruits and vegetables, drinks, home items, stationery, gift items, hampers, shopping gift cards, toiletries, small hardware items, and much more. We provide order and pickup service, even delivery to your door. We are your friendly community supermarket. Check us out today at Lamb's Best Mart, located at 22 Daniel Trace, Canby, or visit us on social media at Lamb's Best Mart. Tobago Glass Supplies has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supplies specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products that are essential to today's homeowners and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales, and installation of a variety of products. These ranges from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and...
Let's go!
For T10 cricket, it's going on right now. They are up at the Sid Gray complex right now, and tomorrow, of course, that you will have the finals, right? So definitely, guys, that is something that you want to get out go get spend an evening watching some nice cricket, nice vibes up at the Sid Grey complex up at Roxborough. Yes, we also have the Tiger Tanks competition that resumes on the 23rd of April, which is next week Saturday. I'm flinging my hair all over. Next week Saturday, and those games should be back at the stadium. They had to relocate because of all the excitement for the national team coming to Tobago and so forth. But those games should be moved back to the stadium. So you can definitely come out and support the young persons who are going to be playing in that Tiger Tanks Under 20 tournament. We also have the NLCL tournament, Under 19 tournament, coming up in May. I do not have an exact date for you, but that is something for you to definitely look forward to. That is coming up. And of course, today, I don't know if you would have seen on social media, the Carifta squad would have flown out today. They are participating all weekend over there in Jamaica. So just send them your love, find them on social media, send them your love, wish them all the best. We are definitely looking forward to good things from our national team. I think the contingent is 43 of them, if I am not mistaken, but we do wish you all the best over there in Jamaica. Put your best foot forward. That's all we can ask for. Right? And I am now being joined by Mr. Cricket himself. Mr. Cricket, he leave me all alone tonight, but I'm glad to see you, Mr. Cricket. How are you?
Hey, evening. Are you hearing me clearly?
Yes, I am hearing you clearly.
Fantastic. Let me say good evening to all the viewers. And my apologies for leaving you alone tonight. But I know that you know what's happening in Tobago at this time.
Of course.
We at the Grey Sporting Complex. We do have the Chief Secretary's Tobago T10 Blast happening. Today is March day 6th of 7. And we do have an interesting game happening right now where the top two teams, the Booker Reef Divers and the Fort King George Gunners, they are currently battling for a direct spot in the tomorrow's final. And the Booker Reef Divers, they batted first and they made 107 for 1 in their 10 overs. Jaron Alfred, he made 51. Now, because the Gunners entered this game unbeaten, they will need at least 80 runs if they are to progress to tomorrow's final automatically. If the Divers restrict the Gunners to less than 8 runs, the Divers will be the team progressing directly to the final. So much to play for, and I can tell you the score right now is not good for the Gunners fans. 3 wickets down for at least 13 runs with 3 overs gone, I believe. But, I mean, you know, cricket is a game of uncertainties.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
anything can happen. But here at the Sid Grey Sporting Complex tonight. And don't forget, tomorrow we're going to have the Eliminator starting at 2 p.m., followed by a celebrity game at 4 p.m., and then we're going to have the grand final at 6 p.m. So the curtain will come down tomorrow on what has been a really good 2022 Tobago Secretary's T10 Blast.
All right, Marcus, thank you for that update. It definitely sounds like a whole vibe up there. So people, you have heard it. You heard it from Mr. Cricket himself. You want to get yourself up to the Sid Grey Sporting Complex for the T10 finals tomorrow. Of course, there's a celebrity game as well that you definitely wouldn't want to miss. Yes, Marcus, so thank you again.
Yes, thank you so much for holding it down in the studio, inside the game. Informative, interactive, and of course, always entertaining. I see you guys
definitely looking forward to have you back.
Yes.
All right, nice. So you got a full update. What is going on up at Roxborough is definitely a vibe. Cricket is always a vibe. Tobago on a whole is always a vibe. So that is definitely something that you want to be at. Just continuing with some stuff that is happening in Tobago. Of course, if you are not into that whole cricket vibe, there is that Signal Hill Patience Hill annual Village Constituency Football Cup happening tomorrow at the Signal Hill Recreational Ground. This tournament, or this cup I should say, is being hosted by Assemblyman Nigel Tate. Starting off at 2 p.m. to midnight. Of course, there are lots of activities going to be happening at the grounds. Just for off of my head, I think they have aerobics. They're going to have a lot of games, a lot of giveaways. So if you're not into the whole cricket vibe, you can definitely come down to Signal Hill. We will be streaming the games live. There are to be 2 games, a youth game, and then there's a senior game where Signal Hill is going to play Patience Hill. Yes, it's a challenge trophy, I'm told. So it's definitely going to be a little rivalry between the two. Of course, fun competition over the next couple of years, right? So definitely you want to come down. Wherever you choose to go this weekend, guys, just have fun, stay safe. Remember your W's, wash your hands, wear your mask, watch your distance. Yes, of course, we have coming up over the Easter weekend, Monday and Tuesday, we have Mount Pleasant, the family day, and then we have the goat race, the Taste of Buku, I think it is called, happening on Tuesday. Of course, we are going to be there. You may even see me there doing some announcing. We'll see how that goes. Right, guys? So we have a full weekend of events. You can choose where you want to be. Just remember to remain safe. We don't want to be in a position where we have to get locked down all over again. Or just simply stay safe. Yes, so with that being said, guys, thank you for tuning in. Let me big up some of the persons that I see online. Of course, I see Jeanette Roberts always tuning in to Tobago Updates and Tobago Sports Live. All right, she's watching all the way from Maryland in the U.S. Valerie Balfour, one of our viewers out of Trinidad. Summer Alonzo. Those are just a few of the persons that I would have seen online. Thank you guys for your continued support. Thank you for supporting us. And we love you, yeah? So that is it for this week on Inside the Game. And we will see you next week where Marcus will join me back in studio. Have a good night, y'all.